Hey everyone, it's Over, and I'm here in another smart review for Kaantha, the new film directed by Selvamani Selvaraj and starring Dulquer Salman, Bhagirshi Bose, Samuttara Kenny, and Rana Dagobadi in the lead roles. Now, it's been a rough couple of months for Tamil cinema. There's been some okay films and good films here and there, but Kaantha has been probably the best film in quite a while for Tamil cinema, and I give it a 10 out of 10, easily one of the best films of this year. If you are a cinephile, if you love cinema, and if you love classic cinema, this is the film for you. If you love murder mysteries, a la kind of like the Knives Out series, and also Andanal, which this film is heavily homaging to and inspired by, this is the film for you. And if you love films where there's ego clashes and there's like kind of like a warfare between personalities, this is the film for you. Kaantha is an excellent film, a classic movie at that, and one that is very layered, very in-depth, and very well made. Now, this film is a tale of two halves. The first half of this movie is revolving around the ego clash that happens on and off the sets of an upcoming film by the title of Santa, which is renamed into Kaantha. Now, Samuttara Kenny's character is a seasoned veteran director who's kind of down on his luck. He's had some flops here and there, and he needs to rely on his former mentee, played by Dulquer Salman, in order to establish himself once again in the industry and become a big-time director again. The only problem is that Dulquer Salman's character was introduced by Samuttara Kenny's character back in the day as an unknown actor who becomes well known for his acting, but Samuttara Kenny's character is very traditional in the way he wants to show his actors. He wants his actors to follow the script and follow the directions directed by the director. But Dulquer Salman's character is aspiring to become a big and mega star, which he actually attains. And he becomes this like godlike figure in the industry. He is, attaining, certain levels of fame that Samuttara Kenny's character is kind of envious of and kind of like throwing hatred towards too. And there becomes an ego clash because Samuttara Kenny's character inadvertently creates this Frankenstein-esque kind of like actor who he hates. He hates actors that play to the gallery, play for applauses from the crowd, and he hates actors that overact, whereas Dulquer Salman's character just wants to establish his stardom and create this like huge image for himself. And both of them clash on the sets of this new film. And then there's a wedge that's thrown in between them when Samuttara Kenny's character is trying to introduce this upcoming actress played by Bhagirshi Bose, and Dulquer Salman's character ends up having an affair with that character. And that wedge creates an even more epic ego clash to the point where there's unfortunate collateral damage that happens in the second half of the film. If the first half of this movie is an ego clash driven period drama, then the second half of this movie is a murder mystery crime drama and also police procedural film once Rana Dagobadi's character enters the scene. He's a flamboyant police investigator who's trying to figure out who is the killer of this individual that has died in the studio for this film. And I think what's very interesting is that Selvamani Selvaraj has directed two movies in one. And he's done an excellent job of kind of establishing kind of like two different flows to this film. The first half of this movie is a great drama, and the second half of the movie is a very solid and very classically made murder mystery film. The characters are really well etched out. I think that everyone is not really, super positive or super negative. There's a lot of gray shades here. Not everyone is innocent and not everyone is guilty. I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, he does a really good job of establishing like the flashbacks too when it's in black and white. I love the way that they showed like the film within a film on like black and white like celluloid film. It looked really cool. And overall the cinematography is pristine. It's excellent. I love the utilization of like shadows and the darkness. It really reminded me of Andanar, and also I just love the sets. It looked very classical, very believable at that too. It's very grounded, but also over the top in the best ways possible. And the editing is really well done here too. The writing is very good. There's some really good lines in the second half of this film. And I just love the monologues that are given by certain individuals. Again, I can't give it away because it'll be a big spoiler. The performances in this film are stellar. Everyone is so excellent in this movie. Dulquer Salman is a talented individual. There's nothing more to say about his acting abilities. He's a great actor and a great picker of scripts. And again, this is a great script and a great film overall. And he does a great job here. You could tell that he's using the influences that he got from Mahanadi, where he played Gemini Ganeshan here. And there's certain individual sequences in this movie where he's like playing up to the gallery and he's like doing all these like over the top melodramatic like acting kind of stylistic choices that like back in the day the actors of that day would have done. And I loved it. It was very fun. And he has some really good monologues here. And yeah, he's such a talented actor. Samutra Kenny is really great here too. He's such a very layered character. And he kind of reminded me of I forgot the actor's name, but the Adikalam actor who was kind of like very petty towards Dhanusha's character. He kind of reminded me of that character in a sense too. And some of the character choices that he does in this film are very splendid too. But the biggest surprise, and Rana Dagabadi is great here too, not to forget him, but the biggest surprise in this whole movie is Bhagyashree Bose. And she is excellent. She is the biggest surprise for me in this film. She holds her ground against some veteran actors here. And for a person that's debuting into Tamil cinema, I know she's done some Telugu and Hindi films in the past, but you can't even tell that this is a debutant in Tamil cinema. She is so excellent. She's so expressive with her eyes. She plays this character in almost like this, Saroja Devi, Jayalalitha, kind of like Sri Devi kind of way. Very classical, very expressive, and very nuanced as well too. And she's very poised. And I really hope she gets more roles after this film because she is really excellent alongside Dulquer, Samutra Kenny, and Rana Dagabadi. But yeah, very, very well made film. This is a cinephile's movie. If you love cinema and if you just love classical films, you're gonna love this movie. This is like playing towards the tastes of those kind of individuals. But yeah, I want to talk about this movie even more, but I can't because there's gonna be some spoilers. And some people are saying that this movie is based around like a real life story. There's real life incidences intertwined into the story here, but it's not based around a very famous actor from back in the day. I really hope it doesn't end up being like based around a real story, because I know that certain individual elements in this movie are based around like real Tamil cinema history, but which I really loved. I really loved how Selvamani Selvaraj has kind of done like a alternate historical film in a way where he's not really using real names, but he's using like real incidences to make this kind of story. But yeah, can't say much anymore. Like, it's just a really good movie. It's a pleasant surprise, a very well made film. I really hope Tamil cinema has some better films for the rest of the year as well, because I don't want to watch like just subpar average films all the time. But yeah, Kaantha is a breath of fresh air and a great film. 10 out of 10. Easily one of the best of this year. Go watch it whenever you can.